Are the Rhino Marines the best Space Marine vehicle accessories ever made? Now, the original plastic Rhino came out in the early days of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. This Rhino was, I believe, the very first plastic vehicle kit available for Warhammer 40,000 at the time. This was before the Land Raider was released. The Rhino itself allegedly came with a few accessories, although I would argue the things they called accessories were integral parts of the kit that you could just leave off. I don't consider that an accessory. Anyway, later on, Games Workshop released some metal Space Marine Rhino riders, and these guys would be accessories to the Rhino kit, and they would hang on in various positions, a bit like the Garfield you see in the back of car windows. These Rhino Space Marines would be available in a blister pack, and I think they came in a gang. I think they came in a box of 5. Anyway, let's jump in and take a look at these Rhino riding Space Marines.
Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Likes! Rhino Marines. In July 1988, the RT107 Rhino crew became available, and they would cost you £2.50 for 2 complete Marine Outriders, 1 Marine who consists of the upper torso only, and 1 hatch converter. There were 8 different Marines. All of the Rhino crew were sculpted by Mark Copplestone. You asked for it, you've got it. A startling new range of Space Marines, especially posed for use with the Rhino and other vehicles from Citadel. The miniatures, which are blood drinkers in these photographs, come in a variety of poses, so that they can be positioned as holding onto the handrails or reclining on the body. There are also 3 torso models, which are complete with hatch pieces that can actually be built onto the model. Equipped as a full fighting crew, they're armed, power armoured and spoiling for a fight. Beautifully made for collectors, for Warhammer 40,000 games, and most of all, for scaring the crap out of the enemy. Definitely chapter approved. So first up in the set is a Mark 6 Marine, and I have to say I think they are all Mark 6 in this set. And this one is stepping onto the side plate of the Rhino. He needs to be careful that someone doesn't open the door in a hurry and knock him off. Now what does that say on the door? Metallus gravis? I can't quite make that out. Here's a chap taking it easy. Now I'm assuming the Rhino isn't supposed to be moving while he's lounging like this. Otherwise, it would be very dangerous. He could get run over. Check out the "This Way Up" graffiti on his leg. Do you think that's to help him put his armour on? I do like his eye patch and striped face paint. He looks very 80s. I love it. Now, some of you keen-eyed viewers may have noticed I have this yellow drill on my painting table, and it's a terrible drill, I have to admit. The battery's still charged. I don't use it much anymore, but it does have one very interesting feature. If you look on the side here, where this text is, it says, if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Emma. If you are enjoying the content on this channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below, or up here somewhere. A hanger-on now. He looks almost like he missed the bus. He's still managing to hold his pistol correctly though. Check out that visible mould line on the Rhino exhaust. Very naughty. This guy has the same face paint as the last guy. Is it supposed to be the same Marine? I can't see if this one has an eye patch or not. You know, this Marine makes me laugh. Whenever I see this one, it reminds me of those old Viewmaster toys we had as kids back in the 1940s, or 1980s I should say. I wonder what was on his disc. Scenes of the Emperor's Palace, or maybe some Sisters of Battle. Naughty Marine. Now, I'm not sure how this Marine fit out of the hatch with those shoulder pauldrons. Maybe he was lowered into it, like R2-D2, and didn't fit all the way in. Do you think he's checking his sights, or actually firing at the enemies? You decide. It's a trio of Marines now. You know, they just look like they are loitering. It's the kind of scene I expect to see at Great Yarmouth Seafront on a Sunday night. Fast and Furious, it is not. The guy on the front looks like he's waving to his mate and could drop his bolter at any second with the way he's holding it. The guy in the cupola, you can get 3 different cupola guys by the way, is doing a common pointing pose. We still have that one these days. The last Marine looks like he's vaulting off the top. Now, for some reason, it looks like he has a metal slug crawling on his scalp, but I think that might be his bionics showing. You do have to love those old Rhino banners. We need to bring the Rhino banners back. They are awesome.
So they were the Rhino riding Space Marines. What did you think of those? Which one of those Space Marines was your favourite? Did you own any of the Rhino riding Space Marines? If you did you find that they attached easily to the Rhino, or were they difficult and hanging on precariously? Why did they never make any Chaos Space Marine Rhino riding accessories? Do you think they should bring the Rhino riding Space Marines back? I guess nowadays they'd have to ride the Primaris vehicles, of which I've completely forgotten the name. Maybe they'll bring them back for the Heresy vehicles. I hope so. Now, I think the Rhino riding Space Marines, and that's getting to be a bit of a tongue twister, look quite nice, and I think myself they add a lot of character to the Rhino kit. Nowadays, your only marine accessories for the Rhinos seem to be guys in hatches with binoculars, or just pointing at things. Boring. I want some loungers. I want some lounging Rhino riders. Do you think when you attach the one that holds the bar, do you think it would break your Rhino bar easily? I know those things used to break just taking them off the sprue. If you want to see some more Oldhammer videos, and I know you do, check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.